Nazi hunter calls out what Canada did in Ukraine. The director of Israel's Simon Wiesenthal Center has criticized Canadian troops for training neo-Nazi fighters in Ukraine, saying it was Ottawa's obligation to prevent such incidents. The Canadian military, on the other hand, denied that the training recipients had to be vetted. Efraim Zuroff told the Ottawa Citizen on Wednesday that the Canadian government didn't conduct its due diligence. It is the Canadian Defence Ministry's job to know exactly who they are training. There is no doubt that neo-Nazis exist in Ukraine in many forms, whether they are members of the Azov army or other organizations, he continued. His remarks follow a revelation on Monday by Radio Canada that Canadian forces were spotted training members of the Azov regiment in November 2020, as well as at least one soldier wearing the insignia of the SS Division Galizien, a Ukrainian unit that fought for the Nazis during World War II. According to the Ottawa Citizen, the Canadian military acknowledged the photograph's veracity. The Canadian Forces, CAF, on the other hand, disputed that it was required to vet the soldiers it was training. Captain Veronique Sabourin told the publication that Ukraine is responsible for vetting its own people. All Canadian military members training Ukrainian forces were trained on how to spot insignia connected with right-wing extremism, and trainees would be removed if they suspected such ties or racist sentiments. The CAF, on the other hand, has no burden of proof to prove this beyond a reasonable doubt. It's certainly not Russian propaganda, Zuroff told the Citizen. These are neo-Nazis, says the narrator. In Ukraine, there is an ultra-right element, and it is foolish to ignore it. Since the 2014 coup in which Western-backed nationalists ousted the country's democratically elected government, Canada is said to have spent over $1 billion, $794 million US, on training Ukrainian forces. The Azov battalion was deployed to quell dissent after the regime change operation, and neo-Nazi fighters were essential in the regime change effort. According to the Citizen, Canada's Joint Task Force Ukraine actually produced a briefing in 2017 noting that multiple members of Azov have described themselves as Nazis. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel.